Top 10 WWE moments that you won't believe. Although WWE is portrayed as an entertainment show, it has some moments in its history which are traumatic as well as scary for many of its fans. The thing that makes it the best entertainment show worldwide is that its performers actually put their lives at stake for the show. Due to this, there is a disclaimer for viewers, urging them to leave this sort of entertainment to the professional performers and athletes. And even with such safety measures, most wrestlers cannot leave a match unscathed. Number 1. Sid Vicious breaks his leg during his dropkick attempt. Sidney Raymond, 58-year-old man, is an American retired professional wrestler and an actor. He is best known under the ring names Sid Vicious, Sid Justice, Psycho Sid, or simply Sid, and of course, for his work in World Championship Wrestling and the World Wrestling Federation. This event in World Championship Wrestling's WCW history occurred when Sid Vicious competed for the World Heavyweight Championship against Scott Steiner, Jeff Jarrett and Animal in a Four Corners match at the Sin pay-per-view back on January 14, 2001. During his attempt for a dropkick on Scott Steiner, Sid falls awkwardly and breaks his leg. It is one of the most cringe-worthy injuries ever caught on WWE's match tapes. Number 2. Jim Ross being set on fire. Kane was once the most evil villain on this planet. He used to terrorize his opponents left and right, not only inside the ring but outside too, through his dirty tricks. He was known to be the heel during the time period between 2003 and 2004. He used to be a crazy man who took revenge to another level and would torture his opponents till they would cry in utter pain. On 14th of July 2003, Kane, also known as the Devil, set the famous announcer, Jim Ross, on fire alive. It was done to give Stone Cold Steve Austin a glimpse of what a devil could do. We are not sure of Stone Cold's reaction, but it was terrifying. Number 3. The Undertaker being buried alive. Mankind and The Undertaker spent most of 1996 quarreling with each other, with the Berserk One managing to be the single opponent who Undertaker could not defeat. After Mankind scored wins at King of the Ring and SummerSlam, one more fixture between the two was signed in 1999, the first ever buried alive match, where the victorious wrestler would literally have to throw his opponent in an empty grave and cover him in dirt. Both men battled around the ring, but it was the interference from new Paul Bearer which led to Undertaker's defeat. After he hit Undertaker with a shovel, he and Mankind began to bury the Phenom aka The Undertaker, with other heels joining in and helping. Shockingly, they managed to cover him with dirt for the win, burying him to the point where he could not be seen and presumably couldn't breathe. After the heels left the ringside area, though, a bolt of lightning hit the dirt, and Taker's hand shot up from the grave. Number 4. Jimmy Jacobs bathes in blood. In 2007, Ring of Honor began using viral marketing to hype the debut of a strange stable known only as Project 161. With Ring of Honor's 161st show coming up in Chicago, it was believed by many that the stable would make their presence felt. At the show, the Briscoe brothers defeated Kevin Steen and El Generico to retain the Raw World Tag Team titles, but after the match Jimmy Jacobs, Necro Butcher, and Tyler Black brutally attacked the winners. They tied Bloody Jay Briscoe up by his feet and lifted him above the ring while Jacobs christened the new group, The Age of the Fall, and told the world that they were tired of being overlooked by the company. All the while, Briscoe's blood dripped on Jacobs, staining his white suit red. The brutal scene was edited off the pay-per-view feed of the show and is generally considered disturbing to watch. Number 5. Eddie Guerrero attacks Rey Mysterio. WWE had tried to turn Eddie Guerrero heel in 2003, but he was so popular that fans refused to stop cheering him. Within weeks, he was leading to the best run of his career and an eventual WWE Championship. When the company wanted to turn him again in 2005, they knew they had their work cut out for them. Thankfully, Eddie was talented enough to play any role needed, and the ensuing SmackDown turn on partner Rey Mysterio turned into a terrifying moment. After saving Rey from MNM, Eddie laid his friend out, but what started as a standard turn soon became a frightening glimpse, eventually leading to nasty reality. Eddie tore Rey's mask open and bloodied him, shouting at him initially but soon stalking him silently. He then delivered a brutal suplex on the steel steps, leaving Rey broken. This sure made the fans shiver through their spines, and even today, it gives them goosebumps. Number 6. Kane unmasks. Though WWE eventually decided to present the unmasked Kane as more damaged on the inside than on the outside in 2003, that wasn't their original plan. After receiving an offer to join heel stable Evolution, Kane was confronted by co-GM Steve Austin, who promised Kane a World Heavyweight title match with Triple H if he refused. Eric Bischoff demanded that Kane unmask if he lost, but the Big Red Machine still accepted the fixture. Kane challenged Triple H on Raw, but the game came out the victor after interference from the rest of Evolution. Kane's partner Rob Van Dam helped save his friend from a post-match assault, but soon it came time to honor the match's condition. Kane pulled off his mask, revealing a hideously made-up face full of burn marks and missing hair. As shocked fans looked on, Kane attacked his partner and showed the rest of WWE with whom they were now dealing. Number 7. Kane arrives. Once Undertaker's closest confidant, Paul Bearer became The Undertaker's most hated enemy when he turned on him in 1996. In 1997, though, Bearer stunned The Undertaker by revealing his greatest secret. As a young boy, The Undertaker had set a fire which had killed his family, but Undertaker's younger brother, Kane, was still alive. Undertaker swore that Kane started the fire and stated that there was no way his brother could be alive, but Bearer promised to bring the vengeful Kane into WWE. During the first ever Hell in a Cell match in October, Bearer made good on his promise. Undertaker looked to have opponent Shawn Michaels beaten, but the lights went out and Bearer came down to the ring leading a masked monster who dwarfed The Undertaker. As an astonished Phenom looked on, Kane ripped the door off the cell and entered the ring. After beckoning fire from the turnbuckles, the terrifying Kane gave Undertaker a tombstone, leaving him easy prey for Michaels. Number 8. The Undertaker locks the Ultimate Warrior in an airtight casket. WWE fans hadn't seen anything quite like The Undertaker upon the Phenom's 1990 debut, and he quickly became a feared heel. After defeating Jimmy Snuka at WrestleMania 7, Taker began a feud with the Ultimate Warrior. Undertaker and his manager, Paul Bearer, had a TV interview segment called The Funeral Parlor, and when Warrior appeared as a guest, he was greeted by a personalized casket. The Warrior responded to the antagonism verbally, but Undertaker soon attacked him, put him inside the casket, and sealed it shut. No air could get in or out. As fans, especially young ones, and especially me, sat horrified, workers attempted to pry the lid open to no avail. On commentary, Randy Savage, who had feuded with Warrior and was still hostile toward him, frantically expressed concern. The would-be rescuers attempted to drill holes in the casket, but they were unable to pierce it. Even sledgehammer blows didn't open it up. Finally, they got the lid open, revealing a Warrior who slowly began breathing and moving. Still, the horror wasn't over, as viewers were left with the sight of the coffin's upholstered interior torn to shreds by a panicked man who was potentially taking his last breaths. Number 9. John Cena meets the Boogeyman. The Boogeyman made his WWE debut in 2005 and was a completely creeped-out character from the start, often found in unsuspected places backstage and reciting nursery rhymes before smashing a clock over his head. The worm-eating, superstar terrorizing, horror-inducing Boogeyman perhaps had his most famous creep-out with John Cena on an episode of Monday Night Raw. Cena, who had been feuding with Kurt Angle, was backstage finding out what people thought of the Olympic gold medalist when he opened a random door and met the Boogeyman in the most peculiar of ways. Number 10. Big Show goes coffin surfing. This was unsettling to watch as a young high school student. The Big Show, Big Boss Man feud that incorporated the death of Show's father was one of those boundary-pushing storylines from the Attitude Era. When Boss Man interrupted a 10-bell salute with an offensive poem about Show and his father, the heat was on for this feud. However, that disrespectful interruption would be nothing compared to the Boss Man showing up at the funeral and essentially stealing the coffin which was supposed to be holding the body of Show's late father. The end result, Big Show body surfing the coffin as Boss Man told it away. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our channel and click on the bell button for notifications of new uploads.